Ah, yes, the Heisman Trophy. College football's most prestigious award, given to the most outstanding player each year. To win this award, you have to be seriously good. Even if you take home the trophy, though, success in the NFL is hardly a given. Let's break down the last batch of Heisman winners and see how they're faring today. 2010, Cam Newton from Auburn. I'm sure you've all heard the name. Electric player both through the air and on the ground. After winning the Heisman, his NFL rookie season began in 2011. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Newton then proceeded to string together 7 more good to great seasons, peaking in 2015 when he won NFL MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and took Carolina to a Super Bowl. After 2018, though, his career went downhill. A combination of age and injuries took their toll on the quarterback, and his play went downhill before he washed out of the league. Although he's expressed interest in returning, it's looking like his NFL career is probably over at the age of 34. What a career it was, though. Newton currently holds the record for most quarterback rushing touchdowns and is second on the all-time quarterback rushing yards list. How good he actually was will always be debated, but one thing's for sure. Cam Newton was a very interesting player, and a lot of fun to watch. 2011, Robert Griffin III. There's a pretty good chance you know this story. Drafted by Washington out of Baylor, Griffin entered the league in 2012 and immediately made a statement, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year and making the Pro Bowl. Then it happened. The beginning of the end for the young quarterback was a playoff game at the end of the 2012 season. He tore his ACL in that game, and things went downhill from there. His 2013 was worse, he only played 9 games in 2014, and after that year, he was out of Washington. Injuries continued, and in his next 4 years, the last 4 years of his career, he played in Cleveland and Baltimore. Griffin played only 19 games total over those seasons, and wasn't good when he did play. It's a really sad story, a fantastic talent destroyed by injuries. He looked like the next star quarterback during his rookie season, and then he just couldn't seem to stay healthy to save his life. His career will always be a massive what if. 2012, Johnny Manziel. Oh yes, Johnny Football. He broke a whole mess of records as a dual-threat quarterback in college and was taken in the first round by the Browns despite some questions. In 2014, his rookie season, Manziel did not win the starting job. He ended up playing only 5 games that year, throwing for a grand total of 175 yards. 2015 wasn't much better. He struggled to get onto the field, playing in only 9 games. His performance still wasn't great when he did play, and eventually, he ended up sliding all the way down to the 3rd-string quarterback spot in the depth chart. Questions arose about his maturity and work ethic, he got in trouble with domestic violence, and he never played in the NFL again. 2 terrible seasons, that's it. I honestly don't think it would have mattered, though. Johnny Football was electrifying in college, but he just wasn't built for the NFL. 2013, Jameis Winston. Winston was the youngest player to win the Heisman at the time and was taken first overall by the Buccaneers in the 2015 NFL Draft. He had a good first season, placing second in the Offensive Rookie of the Year voting. He piled up plenty of yards over the next few years, but was never all that great, especially with regard to his interception numbers. In 2019, the final year of Winston's rookie contract, he threw for 5,000 yards, but also an incredible 30 interceptions. Tampa Bay did not re-sign him, and he spent the last few years rotating in and out in New Orleans, where he plays, sometimes, to this day. An interesting player with undeniable talent, but he just couldn't get it done or take care of the ball. He had a lot of great moments during his career so far, but for a first overall pick, it's just not what you're looking for. 2014, Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota was taken second overall in the 2015 NFL Draft by the Titans, behind the guy that we just talked about. His rookie season was shaky, but he had a very promising 2016 that had a lot of people thinking he was going to be the guy for Tennessee. Instead of continuing to make progress, though, he went backwards. Mariota recorded 3 more okay to bad seasons in Tennessee and dealt with injuries. The team didn't end up re-signing him, and he's been bouncing around the league since, never playing very well. I mean, things could have been worse. He had plenty of good moments and won a playoff game with the Titans. But Marcus Mariota just didn't turn into the long-term guy in Tennessee. 2015, Derrick Henry. The rare non-quarterback Heisman. He was taken by the Tennessee Titans 45th overall in the 2016 NFL Draft, and although his first couple seasons weren't anything to write home about, King Henry was about to step on the gas. From 2018 to 2022, he rushed for a combined 7,100 yards and 68 touchdowns, including a 2020 season where he broke 2,000 yards on the ground, an incredible mark. He's 29 years old now, old for a running back, but somehow hasn't been slowing down. He's consistently been one of the most dominant players in the NFL for the last 5 years, and was an absolute home run of a pick for the Titans, especially considering he's their entire offense sometimes. Outstanding college career, outstanding pro career. 2016, Lamar Jackson. Jackson was a polarizing dual-threat quarterback prospect and was taken by the Ravens with the final pick of the first round in 2018. His first year as a pro wasn't that good, but he went crazy in his second year, 2019. He put up some fantastic stats through both the air and on the ground and was voted only the second ever unanimous MVP in league history. He's never been close to that height since, but has consistently been very dangerous, both with his arm and with his legs. It's hard to see him replicating a second season, but he'll continue to be regarded as a dynamic and explosive player and one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Very fun to watch, and he's done a lot for Baltimore. 2017, Baker Mayfield. Oh boy, here comes another divisive quarterback. Mayfield won the Heisman as a former walk-on and was taken first overall in the 2018 draft by the Browns. His first couple years were up and down, with people still divided on his future. His 2020 season in Cleveland was great, though, and he had a lot of people convinced that he was the future for the Browns. 2021 rolls around, however, and he's not good and struggles with injuries. His inconsistency leads the team to not re-sign him, and he bounced around the league. Mayfield is currently trying to revive his career in Tampa Bay. A curious case to be sure, a guy that had the talent but couldn't consistently play well. His career looked promising until it didn't. It's not over yet though, to be fair, so we'll see what happens. 2018, Kyler Murray. The Cardinals took Kyler Murray first overall in the 2019 NFL Draft despite his short stature. That choice has paid off for the Cardinals since then, considering he won Offensive Rookie of the Year and then made 2 Pro Bowls. Murray is a very capable dual-threat quarterback, and he's done a lot for the Cardinals. The team hasn't always surrounded him with great talent, but he can definitely take him places with some solid teammates. He signed a 5-year, $230 million extension. Definitely seems to be working out for Arizona. 2019, Joe Burrow. After a record-breaking final season at LSU which saw him toss a whopping 60 touchdowns, Burrow was the easy number 1 choice in the 2019 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. He dealt with injuries during an iffy first year, but has been lights out since then. In both 2021 and 2022, Burrow has put up excellent numbers and led Cincinnati into the playoffs. In his age 27 campaign currently, he looks like he'll continue to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league for the next several years. The choice was a no-brainer, and Burrow is living up to the hype. 2020, Devontae Smith. Here's another non-quarterback Heisman. Smith recorded over 1,800 yards with 23 touchdowns in 2020, which was his senior year in college, and was taken 10th overall by the Philadelphia Eagles. It's obviously a little early to make any large judgments about his career, but Smith has been looking excellent so far. Concerns about his size have proven to be needless, and he recorded nearly 1,200 yards for Philly in his second NFL season. He's off to an excellent start in his third one as well, and looks to be a great wideout in the league for a while. 2021, Bryce Young. It's far too early to pass judgment on Bryce Young, but he was taken first overall by the Panthers in the 2023 NFL Draft. He's been hyped up for a couple of years now, but time will tell if he delivers or not. 2022, Caleb Williams. After a fantastic season that saw Williams record 4,500 plus yards, 42 touchdowns, and only 5 picks, he was the easy choice for the 2022 Heisman. He is currently receiving massive amounts of hype, with tons of fans praising him as one of the best prospects at quarterback that we've seen in years. It's all but impossible to see anybody but him being taken first overall in the 2024 NFL Draft. We'll know more later, but his future is looking incredibly promising. Well, there are all of the Heisman Trophy winners since 2010. There are plenty of differing career trajectories on this list, and it's interesting to look at the history there. All that said, I think I'm going to call it quits for today's video. If you made it this far, drop a football emoji in the comments to let me know. I'd also appreciate subscribing, it really does help me out. Anyways, I'll see everybody next time. Drop any video ideas you have for me in the comment section, because I do read the comments, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.